Pastor Steve here again. Micah 6. With what shall I come before the Lord, and bow myself before the high God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, 10,000 rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? It showed you, O man, what is good. What does the Lord require of you? To do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Well, what about verse 8? Isn't that what God requires? Well, yes. But in our fallen state, we are not capable of anything in regards to making our way to God. None of that. A friend of mine, good friend, years ago, made that his life verse, but they thought it would get him access to heaven. He was a good man. He also had a son in whom he delighted, but the wife had no use for the boy, and that was hard for him. He sat in my office trying to relate what he wanted at his funeral, which was going to come up within a short period of time. We got to the last part about walking humbly with God, and I asked him, what was that all about? He gave a solid earthbound answer, and then I asked him this: what if God only asked one thing of you to enter heaven, and in submitting to that you would get in? What would you think? He didn't answer, so I said, for instance, your relationship with your wife is hampered, right? Not because she's not a good woman, right? Why? Well, that's the way she treats my son. Exactly, I said to him. And then I went to the Bible to point out John 6:29 to him. Jesus said, this is the work of God, that you believe on him whom he hath sent. You see, humbly accepting God's son is the path to eternal life. In the same way his wife rejected his son, many reject God's son. That itself is refusing to walk humbly before your God. I wished I could say for sure that he got it. I hope he did. I shared some of the story, not all of it, at his service a few years later. It's the way so many people, as pointed out by Proverbs 14:12, there's a way that seems right to a man, but the end is the way of death. You ponder that, Pastor Steve.